Para já, Vítor Gonçalves, continuamos com o espaço de entrevistas. Qual é o mote da conversa que se segue?
Nós agora vamos falar sobre a formação no universo da aviação. O nosso convidado, Romy Howatt, ele é fundador e chairman da Airways Aviation Group, um grupo e é um empreendedor conhecido por cultivar a inovação e transformar ideias em negócios bem-sucedidos com projetos sustentáveis. I was presenting and introducing yourself to our audience. Romy, thank you for coming to Ponte Sor and sharing your experience with us. First question, how did your company, Airways Aviation, become one of the world leaders in aviation education and training?
Yes, well, we decided to build Airways Aviation from scratch in a strategic manner. There was an impending world demand for pilots, and it was a matter of rationalizing the training industry to take it from a vocational to a higher education standard. So the demand was there. I have experience in international education and training. It is an industry that is moving forward in terms of its development, and essentially all of those elements aligned to creating an opportunity.
And where are you based? Where is your headquarters?
So our headquarters, our holding company is based in Dubai in the UAE, but we are a decentralized group. So we have a European headquarters in France, in Montpellier, but we have an Australian headquarters on the Gold Coast in Australia, for example, but we have satellite branches in different parts of the world.
So you have facilities in several countries.
Yes, we're in 14 locations at the moment.
How many countries are you right now?
Well, we're in 14 countries,
14.
and in some countries we have multiple locations. In Australia we have 2 locations, for example.
Your training solutions are not just for pilots or for cabin crew members, are for the whole universe of aviation.
Yes, so we've, at different times in our evolution, we've done different things. So essentially pilot training, cabin crew training, but also aircraft maintenance engineering we have been involved with in the past that we're reigniting, ground handling and other disciplines around the aviation industry.
So just to have an idea of the dimension of your company, how many trainees do you have and how many trainers in all your different facilities?
So currently we have somewhere in the vicinity of 600 students studying to be pilots, students or cadets studying to be pilots. And we have 400 or 500 cabin crew trainees at the moment, globally, at any stage during our training pathway.
And how difficult was to reach a global dimension?
Well, it was part of the design, so democratizing the training experience and taking the education to the people rather than recruiting the people to where the education is. Clearly, people must travel to the different parts of the world to get their training, but essentially we moved to create centers in hubs that we felt would provide the best opportunity for training in the most cost-effective way, but also to satisfy both industry demand, the airline demand, and the needs of the prospective student pilots.
What makes your group different from other competitors in the market?
Well, we're both vertically and horizontally integrated, and we deal at all ends of the market, if you like. So we have a B2C component, we have a B2B component, we have a military training component where we train military pilots in the ab initio and advanced flying stage, and then we hand them back to the military to do the specific categories of military flying. But we also have at the front end foundational stages where we take students that have absolutely no experience, where perhaps English is not their first language, and we take them into the fold of aviation by giving them foundation studies. So basically, and then at the top end, we also have university pathway programs where we have bachelor degrees and higher education components added to the commercial pilot and air transport pilot.
What are the specific challenges that you need to address in aviation training? Is a market that are always changing?
It is a market. There are many challenges. COVID was a recent challenge for everybody in the aviation industry, but other challenges include maintaining the quality and the integrity of the training, maintaining that level of professionalism. A lot of people are budget driven, and even though there are many out there that aspire to becoming a pilot, for example, it's quite an expensive vocation. It's not an easy vocation, and so there are challenges in terms of the recruitment of students that fit the criteria. Not only do they have the aptitude for this career, but they can also afford to access funding or whatever it takes to be able to afford to pay for the training.
But to what extent do technological advances, for instance, in aviation require a permanent change in training methods?
Yeah, it's a process of continual training. It's not just that you take your license and you're done.
And it's done.
You have recurrent training annually for ATPL and commercial pilots. So this is as well as regular training for even private pilots is highly recommended. But so it's a process of continual training, and then also there are new technologies, new navigation systems, new AI-driven systems coming into force and effect that force the industry to kind of upscale as we go along. As the technology becomes available, or the industry deems a standard is appropriate, then we pivot towards that.
People interested in going to your schools, your training facilities, how do they can apply?
How do they, sorry?
How people interested in going to your schools, how easy it is to apply, and how easy it is to enter,
we market regularly on social media. We are the largest school, privately owned pilot training academy in the world, and we have the most followers in the social media with Facebook and Instagram. So we're not hard to find, but we have a website that outlines all of the resources that we bring to bear and the facilities that we have. So it's quite easy to approach us. It's easy to contact us.
Is it an easy process to be selected?
Yeah, we do have a selection process, and unlike other schools, it's not just about affordability. You need to be able to meet the pre-enrollment criteria. That includes aptitude testing, psychological testing, and other skills testing. It's not just a matter of a kid comes along with the money and would like to become a pilot. There are other considerations.
Robbie, you are in Portugal right now. I don't think it's by accident. Do you have any plans to invest in Portugal?
Oh yeah, we absolutely. We've been looking at Portugal for some time. In Europe currently, we are spread around a number of locations, predominantly in France, but we recently opened in Italy, in northern Italy, and we are now looking at an entry into the Portuguese market, either as a satellite base to one of our other European bases, or through a strategic acquisition of an existing Portuguese flying school.
So, but your plans is to have a Portuguese facility in 1 year, 2 years from now?
No, in a few months. Ideally, yeah, we would like to be recruiting for 2020, first quarter of 2025 students to study pilot training here in Portugal.
Where?
Well, we have a couple of options, but Cascais Airport is
it's a possibility.
Particularly interesting for us, given its proximity to the Lisbon catchment area. But it's also, this location is good for international students as well. So we're looking at all of the possibilities.
I have one last question. How did you get involved in aviation? I think it's a passion for you.
Yes, it's a passion.
Where does passion come from?
I've wanted to fly for as long as I can remember. And I'm the kid that used to jump off the roof of the house with my mother's sheets.
Like a parachute?
Like a parachute to fly. But when I was in my early teens, I started to fly gliders. and then ultimately migrated to helicopters, which was my real passion. But I married my passion for aviation and my entrepreneurial background with also some history in international education and training. So basically, international education and training, a passion for aviation and being a pilot myself, and a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, being married together to create Airways Aviation.
Romy, Howard, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
Our
Thank you very
time
much.
is up. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.